As perfectly put by Troy McClure in a classic Simpsons episode,
I'm Troy McClure, and I'll leave you with what we all came here to see. Hardcore nudity!
let's be honest here, sex sells. It grabs people's attention, makes people remember things, and certainly gets you talking. Heck, there's even a chance that you clicked on this video for that exact reason.
Over the years, there's been more than our fair share of risque commercials, some of which have found themselves on the receiving end of worried mothers, critical news articles, or even advertising standards agencies.
And really, it should be no surprise that some of these risque commercials are actually pretty furry too. I'll put money on there being a good chance that UK can name one right now, a very well-known one. And yes, we'll of course be talking about that one later in this episode.
Oh yeah.
So, lower those blinds, hit play on that Barry White playlist, turn on that red mood lighting, and maybe shut your bedroom door too, because here are some furry commercials that are too hot for TV.
He only comes once a year. Journal Frankfurt comes twice a month, and it lasts for 14 days.
Excuse me, but what the hell was that?
So that was an advert for German cinema magazine Kino Journal Frankfurt, which, as you may have heard in the advert, publishes every 2 weeks, so you always get the latest news on movies.
I mean, honestly, it just looked, how could I put this, tacky. I mean, the bunny head, the bodysuit looked like it was bought at $2 from Walmart. It's just trash. And then there's that punchline. He only comes once a year.
Oh, I know, right? It's surprising, honestly, that they got away with that in an advert. One thing that does actually confuse me, though, about this commercial, not his sexualness instead, is actually that the advert is in English, and yet it's in Germany. So comment below if you know why that's the case. I'd love to know.
I mean, personally, I'm going to arrange to boycott their magazine, not only because of their adult commercials, but because they're a misinterpretation of us rabbits.
You really need to calm down over that bit, though. Maybe while drinking a delicious iced tea.
Don't you bad enough to McLipton Ice Deep Green. 1000.
So that very short commercial from the Netherlands was for Lipton Iced Deep Tea Deep Green, which, from what I could find online, is basically just an iced green tea with some extra flavours thrown in too.
So I'm going to guess that there's much of our audience watching here would have preferred the second half of that advert with the lizard in it, and not the first part with the human.
And honestly, who can blame them?
No.
It's also great to see the Scalies getting some representation in furry commercials for once.
Yeah.
Still, it is somewhat annoying that for this advert I cannot find a better quality version of the advert, any more information on the actual advert itself or the product. The only thing I could find was a random, unhelpful press release from a Korean newspaper that just told me it was new and had grapefruit in it.
Oh, okay.
I really can't tell you much more about the product.
So while the details are quite limited on this advert, the next one certainly is quite the opposite.
Oh yeah.
I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. I'm late. I'm late for a very important date.
Hey, Mr. Rabbit. Why are you so twitchy? Haven't you heard of Cadbury's Caramel? See, as the creamy tasting milk chocolate on the outside melts with a dreamy caramel on the inside. You just have to take everything really easy. Anyway, Mr. Rabbit, you must be as mad as a hatter to want to go to some silly old tea party. Take it easy with Cadbury's Caramel.
Before Lola Bunny was on the scene to awaken the furry within, here in the UK, we had the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny.
Voiced by Maureen Margolyes, who was interestingly one of the first people ever to say fuck on British television. The Caramel Bunny appeared in several commercials through the 80s, usually in scenes where she would encourage the animal rushing around the advert to relax and take it easy with Cadbury's Caramel, usually with the other animals ogling her extreme beauty.
Occasionally, the adverts were crossed over with promotional items and competitions, like in this one.
Hey, Mr. Lemon. Take it easy. Don't you know if you find my picture in your Cadbury's Caramel wrapper, you'll win one of 1,000 amazing compact Nikon cameras. Take it easy with new, smoother Cadbury's Caramel.
How far we have come with cameras.
Oh, definitely. The character was phased out in the late 90s and, after not appearing for some years, made an appearance again in 2009 with some new posters and a slightly revised design, and has been used on and off by Cadbury ever since.
Now, if the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny was all about relaxing and having a break, the next commercial is the complete opposite and is all about energy.
Nice, Mio Energy.
Yep, I always keep it on me.
Woo, yeah! Where do you think he keeps his?
Don't even want to think about it.
Mo rat got it going on.
Personal portable Mio Energy. Shake things up.
Hit Mac.
That strange advert featuring mole nudity was for Mio Energy, which describes itself as an additive to flavour water and to give you energy.
The adverts were formed as part of a series ranging from a quick 15-second spots to 30-second ones, all revolving around animals at a bar.
As you can tell from the first one that we showed, they rely heavily on puns, vaguely suggestive humour to grab your attention. In one, you see female characters going all mean girls on some animals who have had cosmetic surgery, including a hump job. And in another one, you see a male animal get crock-blocked.
A little more Mio? How about a little more me?
Hey, thought I smelled you in here. Still living with your parents?
What? You just totally crock-blocked me.
Oh.
Mio, shake things up.
Personally, while I do find the adverts a little amusing, they are a bit, I don't know, trashy. I mean, yes, they are better than the Easter Bunny one from earlier, but these seem, how can I put this, shallow?
Very shallow and hollow. But, I mean, if that last advert did feel a bit hollow and left you maybe feeling a little bit deflated, maybe the next one from Norway will inflate you up a bit.
Hanebryster fra Bonbon.
Honestly, that advert just reminded me of quite a few pictures I've seen online, let's put it that way.
Now, the tagline for the candy in the advert is Verdens Schoster Schlick. Sorry for my terrible Norwegian there. Which translated into English is the world's funniest candy.
I mean, I don't know, it's the world's funniest, but quite possibly one of the kinkiest.
I do suspect there's probably a few people who saw that ad growing up in the 90s and certainly gained some interest later in life.
That's putting it mildly. Anyway, now staying with Scandinavia for our next commercial, we pop over to Denmark for a quick piano lesson.
If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place. If you're looking for trouble, just look right in my face. I was born standing up and talking back.
Frisk energi, så kys konen.
My daddy was so green and I'm a jet because I'm
Kaui, frisk energi.
Nothing sells orange juice mixed with milk better than a sexy cow, I guess.
Okay, fine. Honestly, again, I'm surprised with this ever got to air in the first place.
Now, reading through the comments on this advert, it does appear that the product didn't really sell that well, and flopped quite badly, which I guess goes to show that maybe sex doesn't always sell.
I mean, weirdly from this advert, I get real, how can I put this, Jessica Rabbit vibes from this character, and I'm certainly not alone looking at the comments.
I'm not bovine, I'm just drawn that way.
In the end, I think this advert can be best summed up by this one comment.
Wonderful mascot. Shit product. I hope Cowie gets more love in the future.
Now, speaking of orange-flavoured drinks, you cannot, of course, have a video on adult-themed adverts without mentioning a certain French brand. In fact, I'm sure many of you were expecting this earlier in the episode and have been screaming at your computer, "Where's the Orangina?"
Sorry, man. Hey, découvrez Orangina Rastaman Saveur Tropical.
Hot. I mean, wow, look at the line in that advert. Yay, lions!
Are we doing that now too?
Well, you get one, I get one.
Honestly. So this one's probably one of the most tame commercials put out by Orangina. The next one's a little more raunchy.
With just a few drops of Orangina made from orange pulp are enough to polish and lubrify anything. Orangina, naturally.
So, I've covered these adverts a fair few times in the past, and other YouTubers have certainly also talked about them too. For the unaware, these adverts aired around Europe in the mid to late 2000s, largely featuring animals in suggestive and provocative scenes.
Well, that's an understatement.
They caused quite a lot of controversy, ending with calls for them to be shown only late at night, or banned entirely, because...
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Love them or hate them, the series included press ads, posters around Paris, and of course, quite a few TV adverts. They are certainly memorable and undeniably very, very not safe for work.
My favourite one of the series has to be this one.
Dans la journée d'un ours actif, on n'a pas toujours le temps de prendre une douche. Mon secret, quelques gouttes d'Orangina sous les aisselles. Orangina, naturellement.
Yay bears!
Because of course it is.
Now, it's not hard to find the other commercials in this series, and I do suggest checking them out if you haven't seen them, just to see what all the fuss is about.
Staying with a French company for our final advert in this episode, I ask you to, well, have you ever thought of sugar in an advert being sexy?
She's crazy like
Sucre Daddy pour un monde plus rose.
So this advert was for French company Daddy Sugar, and part of a series involving strange, almost creepy puppets who sing along to 1976 disco hit Daddy Cool.
Now, usually involving two animals that would usually hate each other, fox and chickens, cats and mice, wolf and the lamb, they seem to end in some sort of adult situation off screen with just a sugar packet shaking to symbolize it. Weird.
Whilst maybe less sexy and a bit more creepy, it's safe to argue that you'd be surprised to see these airing before late night TV. So there we go. Those were some fairy commercials that were all a little bit X-rated. What ones did you like? Let us know in the comments below. Feel free to also share any fairy ads you think we should include next time. If you enjoyed this video, please boop that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to ring that notification bell to get updates on our latest content. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link to our Patreon below, or you can check out our merchandise store with lots of fun things to buy as well. I'm Shadow Raccoon.
And I'm Theodore Rabbit.
And we'll see you next time. Bye everyone.
Bye.